Hi friends, it's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And I am dedicating this episode today to all healers, coaches, transformational artists, etc. If you have any type of work, important work, that reaches into the soul of a human and helps them move past where they're stuck into what's possible for them. In other words, you help people work from new paradigms in order to have a life they've only imagined. I'm speaking then specifically to you, right? This is on the heels of some mass shootings we've had. I also had a conversation today with somebody who their show they're producing in the world deals with next generation communities. Like how do we reinvent the space of a community? And what I'm noticing is that all of it comes back to us as individuals and the importance or the need to heal. The reason we act out, we can have all sorts of political conversations about gun control and whatnot, but at the end of the day, what is broken is us. We're hurt, right? We're hurting. And it's our hurt, whether it deals with picking up guns and being violent towards one another, or it comes in conflict or comes in contact with politics and policy. And we can't seem to hear one another. We're so busy trying to fight for our own agenda, or more specifically, we're fighting just to be heard. And we're resistant to listening to anyone else because we feel like we don't want to be steamrolled by somebody else who doesn't care. We're so insecure in our own selves that we can't hold space for a conversation. The divorce rate is ridiculous and through the roof. Our kids are lost and feeling completely inadequate and broken because they compare themselves every day on social media to everybody else who appears to have it all together. Underneath the surface of all of this is us as humans, as individuals who feel broken and not enough. The message of marketing, your message in marketing, has to expose the darkness in the people you're trying to serve, because what we're all doing is playing on top of the darkness. None of us are addressing the problems and the shit in the shadows of our lives, and we just play on top of it, pretending it's not there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what industry you're in. I don't care if you are a publisher for books. I don't care if you are a math tutor. I don't care if you are a real estate agent. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what you do professionally. What I know is that as humans, we're hungry to be seen and heard. We're hungry to be seen and heard. And your marketing has to reach us in that place so that we, the person watching your content, gets real about the shit in the shadows of our life. Until we as humans, as a species, start to get real about what's broken in our own lives, we will continue circling around in a karmic loop, wondering why things are so bad out there, when in reality, what's bad out here is simply a reflection of what we haven't made peace with in our own shadow. You can't point a finger at gun control. You can't point a finger at any sort of political agenda until we start to realize that it is our own condition that is broken. It's our condition as an individual. And until we as individuals can hold space for a bigger conversation, no change will happen. This is why I titled this episode Healers. Like, one of the quietest groups of people out there are healers. When we need you to be the most vocal. Why? You're quiet because you're unpretentious. You're quiet because you don't want to presume. You're good at holding space and listening. But we need you to start talking. We need you to stop just listening, and we need you to start talking. Speaking, sharing your truth, because it's your truth that actually is the very thing that's going to lead the rest of us into freedom. We can't get free until we make peace with what is broken. And so if you are in any type of transformation work, if you do any kind of coaching, healing, mending, however you want to frame that, it's your time to start speaking up. And you're going to have to get good at marketing, because marketing is the front door to the work that you do. If you're going to actually start to do work that matters in the world and that goes beyond a transaction and gets into transformation, you're going to have to start speaking up in your marketing in such a way that we feel like you see us and you hear us, that we feel known from your content. Molly, I see you liking this. This is exactly why, Molly, you have to start speaking from the place you know you want to speak from. This isn't about math. This is something deeper happening here. So, if I bridge this, let's bridge this conversation to marketing for a minute. Marketing, and again, I don't care what profession you're in, but marketing has to start to come from a place of transparency, authenticity, and not calling everybody out by throwing yourself under the bus. The more you can start to be transparent, we feel safe to be transparent. And when we're safe to be transparent, we start feeling safe to go into the shadows and heal what's been broken. But until that happens, the world keeps marketing in this comparison game. Look at me. No, look at me. I do it better. No, I do it better. Do you want to buy my thing? No, I don't want to buy your thing. I want to be healed. I want to be restored. I want to live the life that I want to live. And we as a species are stuck in a karmic loop right now. We keep going around and around, and the universe just keeps serving up this lesson like, okay, do you guys get it yet? And we're like, nope, we don't get it yet. So around the circle we go. Boom. Hey, let's have another mass shooting. Do you guys get it yet? Nope, we don't get it yet. Your marketing is not about you selling your service. Your marketing is about healing people and letting them be seen. From that place, they may choose to work with you, yes. But marketing from a business perspective, I believe businesses are going to create change in the world. This is why I get so fired up about entrepreneurs, because I feel like businesses are the ones who are going to lead us out of this darkness. Why? Because we as entrepreneurs have skin in the game. We have stakes. There's something at stake for us. We're basing our livelihood on the ability to make the business go. So more than anybody else, we have a lot at stake to broadcast our message to the world. Now imagine that if all of our messages as entrepreneurs started to come from this place of the shadow and the darkness, and we as business people started to shine light on the shadow and darkness of the people we're trying to serve. This is how a groundswell happens. This is how we create transformation in the world from a place of business. This is social business. This is business with a cause. And you could be a for-profit business and still transform the shit out of the world, because we are here for the right reasons. We're here to help people. And the place it happens in business, the place the conversation starts in business, is in your marketing, because that's the front door to people getting to know you. So in your marketing, in your business, you have to start to address the shadow. You have to start to address where you were broken, where you've seen others have been broken, and how we can bridge the gap from broken to wholeness. How do we get whole? How do we heal? And when you do that, this is where the groundswell starts to happen and change in the world starts to happen. It doesn't happen from policy. You get this, right? Like, it doesn't happen from government. It happens from us as humans being content and being whole and being seen and making peace with our pain. So, I just feel this real need for you healers to start speaking up. You're a great listener, and I appreciate that about you. And it's time for you to stop listening and start speaking. because the world is ready for you. The world, are wrestling with this whole thing. We're trying to get out of a karmic loop. We realize we're in a breakdown. And we're fighting for and wrestling with what this breakdown is. And you can see it in comments on Facebook. You can see it in the news. You can see it everywhere where we're trying to wrestle for something new. But we can't do it if we're stuck in an old pattern. Do you get this? Like, we're going to keep wrestling with it, and we're wrestling with it more than ever before. But if we're stuck in an old operating system, we can't create a new possibility. We can have vision for something new, but if we're stuck in an old pattern, an old story, an old operating system, we can't create something new. This is why we need healers, because healers can actually help us make peace with the thing that's broken, the old operating system. And I guess I would say that doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're a human being and in business, you can have a message of transformation and healing, because you, on your path in business, had to work through some shadows. You had to get to the other side of some hard stuff. And in doing so, you created your own transformation. And if you would just share that in your marketing, the rest of us could benefit from what life has taught you. We could start to make peace with our own shadows and problems the way you have. And that's the role of marketing. That is the role of marketing. That's the kind of marketing I want to live for. That's the kind of marketing I want to teach in the world. I don't care about your next transaction. I care about transformation. And do you think there would be a line out the door to work with you? And that it would rain cash down on you if you stood for something that made the world a better place? I do. I've bet the bank on that. I've bet the farm. I've gone all in on that message. I have gone all chips in on that I believe that is what marketing could do in the world. And that we can take something like for-profit business and put and attach a conscious cause to our for-profit business that would actually heal the world. So it's time for you. And I don't care if you identify as a healer or not. I'm talking to you. It is time for you to stop listening and start speaking. You need to start sharing your truth with the world. Stop worrying about whether somebody's going to judge you or criticize you, and just start sharing your truth. This is where it starts in marketing. Life has taught you some beautiful and powerful truths, and it's time for you to start putting those on loudspeaker. Thanks for hanging out with me for this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. This is a whole new paradigm on marketing, yes? This is a whole new paradigm on marketing. And I believe that it will create a groundswell in the world, a groundswell of change and a new operating system that will heal the world. Thanks for spending time with me. We'll see you tomorrow.